What happens when one of music's most outspoken legends sits across from daytime television's most polarizing host? You won't believe what unfolds when Cher's appearance on The View takes a shocking turn that has social media exploding and fans choosing sides. This isn't your typical celebrity interview. This is a full-blown confrontation that ended with one of the most dramatic exits in talk show history. Before we get into this incredible story, make sure you hit that subscribe button and drop a comment below, because you're not going to believe what unfolds. Last night's episode of The View was supposed to be a celebration of Cher's latest projects and her decades-long career. Instead, it turned into a verbal battleground that left the studio audience gasping and producers scrambling. From the moment Cher walked onto that stage, you could feel the electricity in the air, but not the good kind. It all started innocently enough. Joy Behar, wearing that signature smirk we've all come to know, introduced Cher with what seemed like genuine enthusiasm. The Oscar winner looked stunning, as always, settling into her chair with the confidence of someone who's conquered every stage imaginable. But within minutes, the atmosphere shifted dramatically. "So Cher, you've been very vocal about politics lately," Joy began, her tone already carrying an edge that made the other co-hosts exchange glances. "Some people are saying celebrities should stick to entertaining and stay out of political discourse." Cher's expression immediately hardened. "Some people say a lot of things, Joy. That doesn't make them right." The tension was palpable as Cher leaned forward slightly, her voice carrying that unmistakable bite that her fans know means business. Joy's response was swift and cutting. "Well, when you're tweeting at 3 in the morning about conspiracy theories, some might question your credibility on serious issues." The studio fell silent. Even the camera operators seemed to hold their breath as Cher's eyes narrowed dangerously. What happened next would set the stage for television history, but the real fireworks were just beginning. Cher's voice dropped to that dangerous whisper that every fan recognizes as a warning sign. "Conspiracy theories? Joy, you want to talk about credibility? Let's talk about how you've built your entire career on stirring up controversy for ratings." The other co-hosts shifted uncomfortably as the temperature in the room plummeted. Joy's face flushed red, but she doubled down with venom dripping from every word. "At least I don't hide behind auto-tune and sequins when I have something important to say. Some of us actually understand the issues we're discussing." The audience gasped audibly. Cher's legendary composure cracked as she stood up slightly in her chair. "Hide behind auto-tune? Honey, I was fighting for causes before you even knew what a teleprompter was. I've been advocating for LGBTQ+ rights, veterans, and social justice for decades, while you've been playing mean girl games on daytime television." Joy leaned back with a cruel smile, sensing blood in the water. "Oh please, spare us the saint act. Your political rants are just desperate attempts to stay relevant. Face it, Cher. Your moment passed decades ago." The words hit like a sledgehammer. Cher's hands visibly trembled with rage as she processed the insult. The studio audience was completely silent, witnessing what felt like a gladiator match, disguised as a talk show interview. "You want to see desperate, Joy?" Cher's voice rose dangerously. "Look in the mirror. You've spent your entire career tearing down people who've actually accomplished something meaningful." The air crackled with hostility as both women locked eyes in a stare-down that promised destruction. But Joy wasn't finished delivering her knockout punch. With calculated cruelty, Joy delivered the final blow. "You know what, Cher? The only reason you're still booking interviews is because people love watching train wrecks. Your career is nothing but nostalgia acts and plastic surgery rumors. At least I earned my spot through actual talent, not by marrying into fame." The studio erupted. Audience members started booing while others cheered. The other co-hosts frantically tried to regain control, but it was too late. Cher's face went through a spectrum of emotions: shock, hurt, and finally pure fury. "Enough!" Cher's voice boomed across the studio, with the power that had filled arenas for 50 years. She stood up so forcefully that her chair rolled backward. You pathetic, bitter woman. You sit here every day spreading poison because your own life is so empty and meaningless. I've won Oscars, Grammys, and Emmys. I've entertained millions and changed lives. What have you done except tear people down? Joy tried to interject, but Cher was just getting started. You want to talk about earning spots? I've earned every single thing I have, through blood, sweat, and tears. You're just a failed comedian who found a gig bullying people on television. The legendary performer ripped off her microphone and threw it on the table. I don't need this garbage. And I certainly don't need to sit here and listen to some washed-up hack question my legacy. Security started moving toward the stage as Cher gathered her purse with theatrical flair. This interview is over. Joy, get some therapy. With that iconic exit line, Cher strutted off the stage, leaving Joy speechless. The audience in chaos and television history forever changed. The Queen had spoken, and she had the final word.